Sophia clutched the designer gift bag she'd bought with 3 months of coffee shop wages. 6 hours on planes, makeup perfect, new dress she'd saved for. Standing on her grandparents' marble doorstep, she practiced her anniversary surprise speech one last time. The door opened barely 6 inches. Margaret's cold eyes assessed her like unwanted mail. "We've made a decision, Sophia. You're no longer considered family here." The door slammed. My 16-year-old daughter stood frozen in designer heels, expensive gifts scattered at her feet. I'd escaped Richard 5 years earlier when Sophia was 11. His discipline had escalated from emotional manipulation to broken furniture to my fractured wrist. Margaret and William chose their golden son over their granddaughter's safety. They maintained appearances with occasional birthday cards containing exactly $5 and performative phone calls when neighbors were listening. But they never forgave me for abandoning family values and depriving Sophia of a proper father figure. While they played their manipulation games, I'd been playing chess. 2 years ago, I discovered their financial vulnerabilities through my work as a corporate attorney. Property taxes 3 months behind. Second mortgage in default. Credit maxed from maintaining their lavish lifestyle. I quietly purchased their debt through a shell company, restructured their loans, became their anonymous benefactor. They thought some charitable foundation had saved them. They had no idea their salvation came with strings attached. Sophia called me from their driveway, voice shattered. "Mom, grandmother said I'm not family anymore. She wouldn't even take the gifts." I drove there in calculated silence. Not anger but precision. 27 minutes later, I found my daughter sitting on their perfectly manicured curb, still clutching that bag like hope. "Sophia, do you have the envelope I gave you yesterday?" She nodded, confused, and handed me the legal documents. Inside, complete ownership transfer of their $300,000 lake house property. For 18 months, I'd been their secret landlord, allowing them to live rent-free in what they believed was still their sanctuary. Every family gathering, every anniversary celebration, every moment they'd excluded Sophia. They'd been guests in my house. The foreclosure notice was dated today. The eviction order was legal, binding, and immediate. We drove to the lake house where their anniversary party continued. Sophia waited in the car while I approached their celebration. William answered, champagne glass in hand, looking genuinely surprised. "Emma, we weren't expecting." "No," I interrupted calmly, "but I was expecting this." I handed him the documents. The music stopped. Voices escalated. Margaret screamed about betrayal and lawyers. William threatened legal action. But I'd already consulted 3 attorneys. Everything was ironclad. "You disowned your granddaughter," I stated without raising my voice. "I'm simply returning the sentiment. You have 72 hours to vacate my property." Margaret's face went pale. "Where are we supposed to go?" I looked directly at her. "That's not my concern anymore. Just like Sophia wasn't yours." They packed that same night, loading belongings under cover of darkness like criminals fleeing justice. Neighbors later told me about the shouting, the tears, the frantic phone calls to relatives who suddenly weren't available. I slept peacefully for the first time in months. No screaming, no threats. Just the sound of Sophia making breakfast in our new lake house kitchen. 3 months later, Sophia painted her new bedroom sage green with gold accents. She hung fairy lights and photos of genuine friends who actually showed up for her. The lake house isn't haunted by their toxicity anymore. It's filled with laughter from Sophia's sleepovers and quiet mornings when we drink coffee by the water. Some people call revenge ugly. But this wasn't revenge. This was reclamation. I didn't destroy them. I simply removed their power to destroy us. They taught me that family is conditional. So I showed them that consequences are permanent. Now when Sophia looks across the lake each morning, she sees possibility, not rejection. And that view is priceless.